All green month, $52,044. Can't forget my $25 Domino's gift card, dude. If I wanted to never work again, ever today, and do nothing, I could do that. Fly in first class forever, buy more cars every year forever. George, what are you doing here, cuz? This is Florida, this is not New Jersey, bro. You ready to trade?
Let's do it.
So today's May 21. George is in town. We'll be here live trading today. NVIDIA just reported earnings yesterday, reported blowout earnings, but the stock is really not moving. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So we got about 9 minutes here until 9 a.m. So what I do now, George, is I actually stream on YouTube for free. So I live trade on YouTube from 9 a.m. to 9:30. At 9:30, I cut off the stream and leave it for MIC members. But since you're here today, we're gonna have the stream running all day. So we'll be streaming live for MIC members and live for traders on YouTube in real time. The other day, I was like at my computer and like everything was going fine. These are like monitors I've had this exact setup for like almost like 10 years now. And I don't want to get rid of it because it's good luck. This computer that our buddy Pete made us made me gazillions of dollars. These monitors are really old, like 1080p monitors. They're not even 4K. They're 100 pounds each, right? So I haven't been upgrading my setup. And look at this. I got a line through my freaking computer. You see this?
No.
So my computer screen is messed up and they don't make this monitor anymore. And like, I don't want to upgrade my setup to like a 4K setup because like, what if it's unlucky? I went on eBay and bought this exact monitor. I still have to set it up. At first I was pissed. It was on my main screen. So this monitor was here and it was on my main screen. So I moved this monitor there and that monitor here, 200 pounds. And now it's here, like, I don't really mind it. You know, it's a big giant line, but like, I don't really mind it. Because like my biggest fear is if I replace it, bro, it might not work the same way it always works, you know?
It's not too bad, but it's still kind of annoying every day you're using it, you know?
It's like kind of annoying, but like this is my main screen. So like if I'm looking here and it's there, it pisses me off. This is the one I use the least. This is live trading. This is like news and like filings. This is like chat and locates. This is long-term investments. And this is like other I'm watching. So we got about 6 minutes here. Let's start the live trading. So first we're gonna start on Zoom. And after we start on Zoom, we'll start on YouTube. So we'll wait for James to get in here. I think James is gonna join me today. So I got a special guest here with me today. James, you wanna introduce yourself, special guest?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, what happened with Microsoft? Remember that 432 level was the breakout. EY to invest $1 billion to boost AI adoption. I don't think that's enough news to maybe push it up that much. Yeah, I saw somewhere that Anthropic is paying SpaceX $1.25 billion a month for the next 3 years. Imagine paying $1.25 billion a month for 3 years. That's $1.24 billion more than George. You know, I always thought that Bezos would be the first trillionaire. Now this Microsoft holds a bid, man. It might re-break out at that 432 level. So it'll be interesting. But the question is, remember last time, it just sold off right at the open. So the question is it gonna sell off again? Morning, everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, we are using the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. As you guys know, we run the live stream on YouTube every single day at 9 a.m. We usually cut it off at 9:29 a.m. and leave it for MIC members. But today, we're gonna keep it running all day. Overall, market's looking like a little bit of a slower day today. NVIDIA just reported earnings, and obviously they had blowout earnings, but the thing is the stock is pretty much up already. You know, it's already been breaking out. So a lot of the earnings is priced in. And if you missed it, NVIDIA announced a larger buyback and they announced that they're raising their dividend 25x. In my opinion, they're gonna do what Apple did, which is dividends and buybacks. And as you guys know, Apple stock has just been straight up for the last 15 years. So with all the extra cash that NVIDIA has, they're reinvesting it into kind of rewarding the shareholder. And I think that's gonna work out really well for them over time. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, before the dividend increase, he was getting $8 million a year in dividends. Now, I think he's getting $224 million a year in dividends just off his stock. This Microsoft is breaking out, man, on that Anthropic news. 432, 433 is a really good breakout level. So I think my thought process today is on Microsoft. let it break out, let it dip down, and let me buy that dip into that breakout. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Memory names are down, money's rotating to software. So I think that today might be a good day to dip by Microsoft. So we'll work on that at the market open. But yeah, so I think NVIDIA is priced to perfection. You know, had they blown earnings and not done a blowout, they would be down 10%. But they blew out earnings and it's barely moving because a lot of the stuff is priced in. You know, I think they said they made like $90 billion this quarter. So they're on track to make a little bit less than $400 billion in revenue a year, which is insane to compare. I think Google is at like 500 billion or something like that. I don't even know. It's too many billions to count. But NVIDIA kind of saved the market, in my opinion, by not failing. Obviously, indexes are at all-time highs. Problem with small cap stocks lately is that the locate fees have been through the roof. And something that you guys got to realize about locate fees is locate fees are not created by the broker. The broker uses third parties to get locates. And those third parties are what determines the pricing. The pricing is based on supply and demand. So if there's low supply and high demand, the price goes up. If there's high supply and low demand, the price goes down. This has kind of been the year of large caps for me. You know, I just go where the money flows. You know, some of my biggest trades this year were oil, gold, silver. The reality is that this year has been just large cap central. So I'm never biased towards any sector. I'm never biased towards any trading vehicle. I just go where the money flows. If somehow, some way, all the money is gonna be in trading corn futures, and that's gonna give us the biggest opportunities, I'll trade corn futures, because the reality is the patterns are the same. Your job is just to kind of see where the money flows. So last month I lost $7,000. It was a pretty annoying month for me. It was getting chopped up left and right. You know, making money, losing money, making money, losing money. And I don't know, I just really didn't feel comfortable. But the best thing that I did last month is keep my loss small. Because now this month I'm up $48,000 with 0 red days. Last month I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days. And this month I don't have any single red days at all. I guess I'll take some questions from George if you have any. And we'll get to live trading here in the next 13 minutes.
I don't necessarily have a question, but I do have a comment. As I get more and more into trading, now I'm about like almost 4 years in now. It's really impressive, Alex, the way you like rule out some stocks, you know? So what I've been doing is I've been trying to convict the stock as far as like what I'm trading and how I'm doing it. And just getting the overall information down, you know? The float matters, the insider ownership, you know, is it SSR? How much are the locates? Is it you know, is it easy to borrow or hard to borrow? You know, like, so I actually had like, I think everyone struggled last month. You know, it was kind of a rough month. Obviously, bro, the grand scheme of things, 7,000 is nothing compared to, you know, what you make every month. It's very impressive just seeing the way you kind of like, you know, go through the stocks and rule it out, you know, each one by one, you know.
But that best analogy I could give you, George, is a female analogy. Is like, when you're trying to talk to a girl, there's certain things that you're looking for, right? You want to make sure she has a good personality. You want to make sure she has, you know, good eyes. She has a good smile. She has this, she has that. The more things that she has, the more interested you are in that setup. The less things that she has, the less interested you are in that setup. So for me, I disqualified these stocks because it's not really fitting what I'm looking for personally. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way that you got to think about it. Is like the more green flags you have, the better the opportunity is, you know?
Right. Yes, now it's kind of like convicting the stock almost, you know? You're kind of, you want to get all the information down and realize, okay, like, you know, what's gonna F you up, you know? And you kind of want to, you know, stay away from that.
You could have like an idea, you could have a plan, you could have everything, but if the stock is not doing what you think, you got to get out, man.
Right.
That's the biggest thing, is like making sure your losses are controlled. Like for me, if a stock is going against me, the maximum size I'm using is 30%. So if I'm wrong a paper cut. But if it goes for me, I double 60%. I triple 90%. So I'm able to, on the turn, because I'm using more size as it confirms, not just more size because I feel like it, I'm able to make back that loss plus more. And something that's important as well, man, that I don't think a lot of people do is you got to track your stats. Like when I first started early on my trading career, there was like Trader View. Now they have TraderView, they have TradeZilla, they have ChatGPT, they have all these different things. But I would upload my trades and find out, where I was making the most money, where I was losing the most money. And the reality is that most of the time, I found out that I lose money on stocks that are less than $1 and stocks that are over $10. I found out that I lose money after trading 1030. I found out that my biggest losses always happen on a Monday because I'm so excited over the weekend. That's the thing that you have to do is, like, at least if you don't know what you're doing wrong, upload your trades into like a TraderView or TradeZilla or ChatGPT or whatever it may be, so that it could tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and how to get better, And I think that's what a lot of people, they just don't do. They just don't do literally anything. So we got about 4 minutes here until the market opens. We'll keep the stream running today. We'll see how this Microsoft reacts. Usually it's just been washing out of the open. But if we get a steady trend and start to break out over this daily level with a catalyst today, that might be a pretty solid opportunity. Any thoughts on space stocks? So a lot of space stocks are probably going to be hyped up with the SpaceX IPO. They'll probably move in sympathy. So it all depends on SpaceX. But in my opinion, SpaceX had $2 trillion valuation. Is a little bit rich. You never know in the market. It might just shoot up and go to 3 trillion, 4 trillion, this, that. But at a true $2 trillion valuation, I think it's a little bit too rich at these levels. Maybe 1 trillion would have been okay, but 2 is a lot. So we got about a minute here until the market opens. Nothing really too obvious, nothing too easy yet. The quantum stocks are moving as well. Government is investing billions of dollars into quantum stocks. But as you guys know, quantum is on my forever do not trade list. I do not trade quantum names. I've lost my way too many times on quantum names that I do not trade them ever, ever, ever again. 10 seconds here until the market opens. We'll keep the stream running. We'll see how Microsoft does. We'll see how these small caps do. And we'll take it from there. Codex pushing up.
Microsoft testing VWAP.
Every time it goes towards that 430s area, it like stuffs that breakout. Or when it does break out, it's gonna probably go like $20, $30, The 1 minute chart is mostly for day trading, right? The longer time frames you go out, the longer your trade time horizon is. Some people only use 60-minute charts, right? Some people only use 5-minute charts. For me, day trading, scalping in and out, 1 minute is usually the ideal spot for me.
I use the 5-minute because I'm not as calm as Alex. Alex, can see the 1 minute, see, the wicks and the jumps and not panic as much. I like the 5-minute because it slows down the chart a lot. And I feel like for new traders, the 5-minute really gives a clear definition of, support, resistance.
I'm going to try some long on Microsoft here. Just a small size, 423.79. Thought process is NVIDIA is green. Markets are starting to bounce a little bit. See if this bounces. Probably going to keep a really tight leash on it. This 422 support. So if we break 422, I'll stop out. But as a size reference, I'm like 1/20th size, really small.
NVIDIA pushing.
Let me pull up NVIDIA. NVIDIA might be a long on dips today too. So probably a reclaim of VWAP, 424.5s. I'll add a little bit, but just keeping my size relatively small. NVIDIA pushing up. NVIDIA might be a good long on dips today, as is reclaiming all the key levels. Microsoft breaks this 422. I'll stop out of my small size. NVIDIA's straight up, bro. So NVIDIA is definitely going to be a dip buy, dude. If this thing dips, it's going straight up. Look at that. Wow. It went red, it trapped shorts, and now going green. Microsoft, same plan, 424.5. I'll scale in a little bit to the winner. So I stopped out of Microsoft here. Small loss, as it's not joining on the market bounces. If we reclaim VWAP, I'll give it another try, but instead I'll watch NVIDIA for a dip because it's showing us that earnings have been strong on it and people are buying the dip. So just as reference, guys, just as reference, this is my loss on Microsoft so far. I lost $112. So like I said, very, very minuscule size. Watch this dip on NVIDIA. So got some long here, 224.74 on NVIDIA. And my thought process is probably gonna wash out red and then reclaim. And I wanna buy on that reclaim. Using very, very small size on these, because I'm not really convicted on anything yet. Microsoft, once again, for like the third time, failed that 430 breakout. Normally, I'm not really trading large caps as actively, but if large caps have the money flow, that's where I'm going to, So notice how small I'm keeping my losers, guys. I'm not just adding to a loser to fix my average. If I'm wrong, I'm just cutting it and moving on. ARM, look at the ARM. So ARM, what ARM is doing on the daily chart is what I expect Microsoft to do when it breaks that 430. If Microsoft breaks that 430, I expect to make a very, very similar move to ARM. Watching for the red test. So I want to see it go red, reclaim, and then I'll add. So it went red. So I added on that red wash, 223.57. Overall average is 224. And where my trade thesis would no longer be valid is if it kind of breaks that low of the day. Not really doing anything, not really participating. So notice I did not add to the loser on Microsoft to try to prove myself right. I just got out, small loss, moved on. But this 430 level has been like really, really key on Microsoft. It hasn't really been able to ever break out over that 430 area. So NVIDIA dipped to red, reclaim green. I want to see it kind of hold that area. Microsoft's still heavy. So NVIDIA went red, reclaiming green, and now if we reclaim VWAP, it'll prove our thesis right. So NVIDIA, if we bounce like 225s, I'll take a little bit off just to kind of reduce some size. Not that I'm oversized or anything, but I want to kind of build a little bit of a P&L cushion before I start pushing for more, NVIDIA finally started to bounce a little bit. I have an open order to sell some around 225 just to reduce some, build a P&L cushion, but kind of losing my patience. It should be doing a lot more. Fucking it ran $7 in 3 minutes. Now I can't do NVIDIA's kind of looking weak, so I might just reduce some. Again, if the stocks are not really doing what I expected to do, man, I'm not going to sit there and pray. So I sold some NVIDIA here, small loss. I still have a little bit left, but you can see it just kind of pushed through resistance and failed. So a whole lot of nothing, man, whole lot of nothing today. So NVIDIA is crapping out too. I'll sell the rest of my position again. Small loss as I wait for better things to set up. But overall, it kind of looking like a nothing burger, dude. When you get a move that goes this strong and this aggressive, and for it to just kind of pull back and do nothing, just stupid. And then you got Microsoft that just went straight down off the open, So thought process is I'll scale back into NVIDIA only if we go green. If we do not go green and we stay weak, I'm just going to cut it. Another small, $100 loss, whatever it may be, is not really going to change my life. Microsoft's so weak now. You got to be like, it's crazy, bro. Like, it is so primed for that 430 break. And every time it tries, it just can't do shit. So NVIDIA is just acting weak. I'm just going to try to keep my stops really tight today. All right, 221.50. I'll get out of the rest. It's not doing what I expected to do, Yeah, I'm not worried, man. A couple $100, not really anything. So I stopped out here, keeping everything small size, controlled. See if NVIDIA has relative strength or relative weakness. Yeah, market's bouncing, but NVIDIA is not really participating, which tells me NVIDIA might just continue lower. So NVIDIA is bouncing. So now the question is NVIDIA going to show relative strength or relative weakness compared to the market? So NVIDIA doesn't look like it's really participating in this market push. I'll try a small short just to try it, 222s. And we'll add if we break down 221.5. But again, small size, trying to find the right direction of the moves today. So my thought process is NVIDIA showing relative weakness compared to the market. The markets are shooting up. Every name is kind of shooting up, and NVIDIA is not really participating. So maybe that opening drive was just a trap, So when things are choppy, remember, it's the same question that we always ask ourselves when we show up to the market. Is today the day to size up, or is today the day to kind of chill out? And if you can't answer that question, it's pretty obvious. So I'm not sizing up on anything. I'm taking small $100 paper cuts on small trades. A little bit of a fail there on NVIDIA. So I add a little bit small here on NVIDIA. It's a nice lower high on NVIDIA there. Average is 222.25 on the short. It's kind of looking like relative weakness now compared to the market. Only been 30 minutes. Market feels like it's been open for 2 hours. 221s on NVIDIA. Let's see if we break under 221.5. That'll be another add for me. I add to NVIDIA winner on the short because now look, it's creating a lower high, showing relative weakness. Maybe the opening drive trapped longs, and I'm just kind of adjusting my thesis based on the price action that I see. What's the saying? The trend is your friend. So I'm just trying to locate the trend and join the trend. I thought the opening drive was a long on dips, but you can see the relative weakness all morning. Yeah, Microsoft should have gone up, man. It should have broken out over that 430. The fact that it didn't is kind of crazy. So just waiting to see hopefully another lower high here. So NVIDIA getting a bounce now. I think it's kind of choppy today. That's the problem. There's no one trend, it's just chop. So NVIDIA retest of green. So I want to see how it reacts here. Really, we want to see green fail and set up some more lower highs, but it's looking like a choppy day overall, man. Thing is, you never know what you're going to wake up to in the markets in the morning, The biggest problem that people would do is now try to add to their loser to fix their average. I don't want to get him bigger. I want to either wait for a dip to get out or adjust my plan. These are the moments where it's very easy to just scale into a loser. I'd rather just let it do its thing and then kind of figure it out. So overall chop. So I see some support here around like 223 on NVIDIA, but the reality is it's just like kind of coming back on air. You know, I would never really go long on that breakdown, you know what I'm saying? I'll let NVIDIA breathe out a little bit here. If it just kind of keeps going, I'll just reduce again. But now I'm kind of getting pissed off and chopped out. So I want to be very, very careful with any next trade that I take. If this goes back red, you know, I'll feel a lot more comfortable. I might even add on a 223 break, right? Not adding to the loser, adding if I see a confirmation. Right now, bro, it's kind of pissing me off. So watching this red retest, if NVIDIA goes red again, I'll scale in. Got an add on NVIDIA here, 223.6 as it going back red. And a 222.90 break could be another add. If we reclaim this 225-ish level, I'll reduce. Ideally looking for it to go red and just kind of stay red. Overall, really choppy price action. Really random price action. So again, guys, you show up to the market, you don't know what to expect. So 222.90 will be another add for me on this NVIDIA. So NVIDIA retest red, not gonna add again until 222.90 breaks. That's that support, yeah, it looks like a top out. But it needs to go red and stay red, man. That's the biggest key. So this is what real trading looks like, guys. It's not all sunshine and rainbows every day. I don't make money every single day. I'd love to make money every day. Here we go, let's watch this. Added 222.90, okay. There we go. We start to finally break down a little bit. So we retested green and we failed. Lower high and we failed. So now this leaves the air pockets at 221.5's level. Chances are if we retest at 221.5 again, we're not gonna hold it. But I wanna get a dip down to start reducing, take some profits, build a realized P&L cushion, and then push for more. I oftentimes find that I make the most amount of money after I reduce some, build a P&L cushion, and then scale. Because then I could use that P&L cushion as additional risk. Oh, that candle's 222.35. Let's see if we could add on 222.35. Tried to add 222.35, didn't get it. I have an open order. Market acting heavy. NVIDIA showing relative weakness. I'm on down. One more retest of 221.5, baby. But you know what, Alex? Don't be a dip. 222.5. Don't be. Here we go. Low of the day. Covered some into the dip. Look at that, man. I guess we're not crazy after all, man. I guess I'm not crazy after all. Oh, look at that, bro. We're stacking, cuz. Look at that. We're stacking. Now we're on the lows of the day almost. Come on. Here we go. What's our next support area? Next support area is 220.50s. 220.70. Sitting for more. See if I get it. Dude, I was like a second away from getting it. I don't know why I didn't fill. That would have been an extra like $2,000. Again, now I'm building a realized P&L cushion. Now, if I really want, I could use that realized P&L cushion to make this trade even bigger if I decide. So pretty solid bias switch, recognizing that after going long, it showed relative weakness, then it failed green twice, lower high, here we go, covered more 70, low of the day is 220.35. See if we get a break of low of the day. Now we're stacking, low of the day, and now every single dip buyer is under water. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be smart and reduce some more at 220.31. Can we break 220? We broke 220. You wanna cover some more, George? Or what should we do?
You know what's gonna happen, right?
Tell me what you want me to do, George.
The indication's gonna go up, brother. Just give it a second. And James is not in the trade, so you're
reduce more, 219.98. Look at that weakness, bro. Some days, bro, are a headache. Some days you just gotta wait a little bit longer for it to work. Look at that, dude. Just stacking P&L. Covering more, 1978. So you guys saw I lost like $100 on Microsoft. Lost another couple $100 on the NVIDIA long. And this is significantly larger than any of those losses. Here we go, 219.3s. 219.24, reduce more. Oh, I think I just went long by accident. Oh, oh my God, I gotta sell. I just went long by accident. Oh no. Oh, please sell, dudes. Please sell. 219.25. All right, all out. I'm the long by accident. Oh my God, dude. That was up. Anytime I overcover, I always set it at break even because I've always tried to push and make more money with it, and I always lose. Okay, that's it. Woo! See, look, I sold out that long and it crashed. Bro, I saved myself a loss there, dude. See, that's why, bro. If you ever overcover, do not try to make a profit on it. Do not try to make a profit on it. Get out for break even. So look at how small I kept the losses compared to the winners. So walking away today with a $3,200 day, lost 100 on Microsoft long, lost 300 on NVIDIA long, and made 3,700 on the short. That brings me to an all green month, $52,044. All green, no red, and that right there, guys, is live trading. And all live, on live trading, every day, nonstop. So if you guys aren't in live trading, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't. Thank God I saw the long, man. Thank God. I accidentally went long and was screwed up everything. So now it's 10:39 a.m. Most people are going to work. I think we should go for a drive. Let me ask you a question, George. You've been asking me questions all day, trading this, trading that. So let me ask you, George. Which car do you want to take today?
We got the options here.
Porsche is the newest one, but Ferrari is definitely the fastest one. At worst case scenario, we could come back and take another car for another drive.
Which watch you wearing? That's the question.
This one probably fit better. This one fits with that one. And don't forget, we got a ton of stuff here. You can't forget my $25 Domino's gift card, dude. I'm saving this. I'm saving this for a good occasion. What we do is we could do a tour of the garage because the garage is massive, and all my cars are everywhere, bro. Al got me that for I think my birthday. It's a Lamborghini V12 engine table. It was like stuck in customs for 6 months. We had to get paperwork for it. I had to ship it to a warehouse, get it from a warehouse. It was a lot. But so actually, if you want to go on a little bit of a hike, so we'll go for like a tour of where everything is. So first is the Lambo, which is the furthest away. Dude, to me, my goal, and like you know it too, is like if I ever had like the money to be able to afford these cars, I always want to be able to drive them. I know so many people that have these cars. Like, look at this, bro. Look how much dust this car has. This guy's not even driving it. There's so much dust everywhere, you know? So my whole thing was like, if I ever had enough to like get the cars, I would always want to drive it, you know? And I want to build like a car collection. Problem is here in Miami, dude, like the warehouses are like miles and miles and miles away. So it's really, really hard for me. So like my next thing is I don't want to buy another car. I want to buy like a warehouse to start storing the shit in there. Non-biasedly, I have the best cars in the entire building. There's like a couple really nice like Aston Martin SUVs. Some dude that over there has a Ferrari that he never drives. Yeah, I love this car, bro. Out of all the cars I have, this is still my favorite one.
No.
By far. I'll never sell this car ever. I take everything out at least once a week. So this is the Lambo here. And now we're gonna go another hike to the next round. And look at this guy, bro. Look at all the dust on top of his car. How the hell are you spending like 300-400K on a car, you're not gonna drive it? So my whole thing, bro, has always been if I have enough, I'm gonna drive it. My neighbor's spot is not directly next to me. It could be anywhere. So there's building 1 and building 2. This is just the garage for building 1. And building 1's garage still goes this way and down. There's a guy here that has a Ferrari that actually takes it out. And I wanna like leave him a note to like be friends and like try to network with him. But like I always forget to like bring pen and paper down here. So this is the other one. This is an amazing car, dude. This is the slowest car I have. But like it's not about the speed, bro. This is about the experience. Check out that wing. Yeah, it's insane. Maybe we'll go out for a drive and come back and take this one too. So this one, I got a new exhaust. I got new brakes. I got new paddle shifters. So I'm gonna take this on the track in about a month. So you know the story of how I got this one, right? We were in Vegas for a Cobra event and like we'll pop up the vlog footage here. I drove this around the track and I got the #1 fastest track time for that day. And after I drove it around the track, my next purchase is gonna be a 3RS. 2 weeks later, I bought one. And then last, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's sick.
This is even lower. This is sick.
Yeah, this is a crazy one. And then check this out. Red inside, red carpet, red dash.
What are we doing?
All right, George. So I can't believe you haven't been in this car yet. So this is the Ferrari SF90. It is half gas, half electric. It has 1,000 horsepower. It is literally the fastest car I own and the scariest car I own. It's just way too fast. Like you can't use all the speed. Like until the tires are warmed up for at least like 10 or 15 minutes, like you slip and slide everywhere.
Right.
And the car's all-wheel drive. So it should not be sliding or slipping or anything at all. So we'll probably like warm it up a little bit. Way too scary, bro. For the longest time, I always thought that like you needed more speed. And this taught me, bro, I don't care about speed.
Yeah. So you got a few in the garage now.
Yeah.
What do you? Where does this rank? I know the Lambo is always gonna be your baby, but
Honestly, this is the one that I hate the most.
really,
Yeah.
the fastest I hate them. Really?
Yeah. It's just, you know what it is, bro? It's just like, it just goes fast and looks nice.
Right.
Like you don't feel like well, for me, I don't know. I feel more in the Lambo. Loud, V10, aggressive. The Porsche is like nimble, like the steering is amazing. And this car is just fast. It's just, if you want just fast, this is the car for you.
Right.
I mean, it's beautiful. It looks incredible.
Yeah, it looks sick.
And this is the quietest car I have too. You could hear like, you don't really hear anything.
Yeah. It was a loud start, but now it's calm.
Yeah.
All right, so I know we just traded, and we have some talking points and questions here for you.
Okay.
You've been a trader for 11 plus years, almost 12 now, right?
12 and a half.
12 and a half? So looking back, what beginner mistake did you repeat for years, and how did you overcome that?
Great question. So my biggest problem back then was I kept adding to losers. So I was continuously adding to a loser as the stock was going against me because I wanted to fix my average. I wanted to fix my average and get out break even on the trade. And what ended up happening is that made my losses even bigger. It's like you have a burning building, and instead of walking out of that building, which is stopping out, you're like, you know what would make this fire go away? Let me add some more gasoline to this fire. That's gonna make it go away. And what does that do? That makes your fire even larger. So that was one of my biggest problems back then, is like continuously adding to a loser just to fix my average. Now, like you saw in the NVIDIA trade, I didn't add to my loser to fix my average. I waited for confirmation, I waited for signals, and then I added to my winner.
And then that'll make you profitable, basically.
100%. That's one of the biggest mistakes, dude.
So what was your biggest loss early on, and what lesson, like what did that money cost you in a lesson? Like,
so that's actually really funny, bro. My biggest loss is like that same stock that we lost on, TOP. Remember that?
top, yeah.
So I lost $435,000 in a single day. I did wrong is exactly what I said. I kept adding to a loser, and all of a sudden I was in bigger on this losing position than I've ever been on in any winning position ever. That taught me a lesson of not continuously adding to my losers because it could spiral and not come back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the worst loss ever, dude, and dude, I still hate that stock to this day. Horrible. But you know what, dude? That's the best thing that ever happened to me. It was the worst thing at the moment, but it was the best thing because it taught me a lesson.
Right.
It cost me $435,000 to learn a lesson that made me millions of dollars. Here's the thing, bro. The loss is only a loss if you learn nothing from it. You know, these things are lessons if you do it right.
What did you believe in year like 1 and 2 early on that you completely disagree with today?
That it takes big money to make big money. I think that a lot of people think that like to become a successful trader, you need like a $100,000 account or like $1 million account. But I find that less is more. I think that you could make a lot of money being very, very consistent. $1,000 a day, which doesn't seem like much, is $250K a year. $1,000 a day is, I don't know, taking 3,000 shares and making 30 cents. A lot of people think that you need to make $100,000 every day to become a successful trader. But you see, I made $3,000 today. $3,000 is $750K a year. And you saw, bro, like we were trading for 45 minutes.
What was that first feeling of, I guess like for a new trader and new traders that watching this, when did you have that first feeling of like, I could actually make day trading a living?
Probably the first time was my first $100,000 day on DRYS dries. So that was my first $100,000 day, and that's when I really thought that I could make this work. Other than that, I've been like consistent, making a couple $1,000s, couple $100s, whatever it may be. But after having that first $100,000 day, that's like the day that changed everything. So it's like Bao. Bao has made $1.4, $1.5 million in a single day. That was like his defining moment in his career. So,
have you ever had a period in your life where your trading career, whether it was going up or down, affected your personal life, like your relationships, maybe with your wife? You wasn't with your wife back in the day. Have you ever had trading affect your personal life in a certain way?
Bro, anyone that tells you that it hasn't is a liar. It still affects me to this day. The green days feel great. The red days feel horrible. And the reality is that, there's certain times and certain moments where like you get really pissed off and certain moments that you get really hyped up. But the reality is, bro, even to this day, 12 years later, I'm still struggling with letting trading control a lot of my emotions, Right. We got a little bit of open road here, George. You want to see what?
Yeah, let's see what we got. Okay, now I see the sheer power.
Dude, it's like too powerful.
Jesus.
So that was second gear. Now let's go to third gear.
Oh, shit.
Third gear should be a lot less aggressive.
That's so raw.
So this is V8
twin turbo and electric. When you rip it, you could hear the. That's the air being sucked in by the turbos.
Wow.
Like you'll be able to hear if you listen. It's like sucking in as much air as possible, dude.
Oh man.
It's too fast.
Yeah, way too fast.
The best thing, bro, on this car is the brakes. The brakes are unbelievably amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievably amazing. They have to be. That's like 50% I'm putting my foot down, not 100%. I'm too scared to put 100%.
Yeah.
I'm too scared.
I can only imagine, bro. I'm jerking around. Like I have that feeling in me of like,
Bro, that's like
getting that, yeah.
50% throttle, dude.
Oh,
50%.
man.
I think the only time I've ever put like pedal to the metal, the tires spun out, dude. I've been scared ever since.
So how do you know, you're big on emotions, you're big on knowing like when you're sick, when you're not feeling exactly the best. How do you know when your mind is in trading shape that day? Like let's say you're not feeling sick, but maybe you didn't get great sleep. How do you recognize that as a new trader?
I mean, you should really ask yourself before you start trading. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but like when you show up to the market every single day, you should ask yourself, like, how am I feeling today? Did I get enough sleep? You know, am I fighting with my girl? You know, am I dealing with some shit at work? You know, what is the things that are going on? And if you have anything that's going on, that's kind of your signal to just size down a little bit. Like if I ever don't get enough sleep, I size down. If I'm ever feeling sick, I size down. If I ever fight with my wife, I size down, because those emotions that you have in the real world, if you don't control them properly, they will come and affect your trading negatively. And the way that I've learned that is by losing multiple times, you know? Like the only way you learn those lessons is by losing. So for me, dude, I think you have to always just ask yourself when you show up to the market every single day is, how am I feeling? Just ask yourself a question, man. You don't have to say it out loud, but like, did you get enough sleep? Are you fighting with your girl? Are you dealing with some bullshit at work? If it's all yes, then you gotta just size down a little bit, because those emotions are gonna pour into your trading as well. And then it goes back to the same thing with sizing up. I say it all the time, is show up to the market and ask yourself, is today a day to get aggressive, or is today a day to chill out? If you can't answer that question, man, like you're already in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So every day that I show up to the market, I have to ask myself, is today the day to size up, or is today a day to chill out?
I know you had a time in your life where you said on dries you may have your first $100,000 day, you could make it in trading. Have you ever had a day where where you felt like you were on the verge of quitting?
Anytime I'm like in a lose, it's not like really quitting. It's more of like doubting. It's like doubting your abilities, right? Like I've been trading for 12 years where I've done very, very well for myself, but like whenever I'm on like a losing streak, or I have like a losing month or like a losing day, I start to doubt myself and think, dude, did I just get lucky for 12 years? But the reality is, like, losses are part of the game. Like you have to lose money to make money and learn. Anyone that doesn't lose money, bro, is full of shit. It doesn't exist, you know?
I mean, even Bao, like a part-time AI robot is loses here and there, you know?
Bro, we're all human. Anyone that doesn't lose is full of shit. That's why I don't care about showing my losses, bro. It makes me more authentic, you know?
Right.
It proves that, like, I'm human, bro. I'm not some robot that has this magical something.
Especially with all the gurus that are just like all fake now.
Everyone's full of shit, bro. Everyone's
crazy.
Bro, I got these 4 cars, and this is the first time in a video I'm sharing it, right? Why? Because we're having fun, bro. We're having fun. We're not saying buy my indicator pack because I drive this car, bro. Most of those cars are rented, bro.
Did you?
Embarrassing trading stories. So actually, here's a pretty bad one. So we did a giveaway for a in-person live trading. So we selected like 10 people to come live trade with me in Miami. Yeah, it's like a conference hall or whatever it is. So it was like only 10 people. I was live trading, and in front of like 10 people, I lost like 70K live trading. But they saw it was real. They saw it was real money.
Right.
And what I do, I just kept adding to my loser on that one too. Go figure. There's obviously been times where like I've taken a trade and like it may not have worked out exactly how I wanted, but then it ended up coming down, or I got lucky. You know, sometimes you just get lucky and you take that luck and you walk away, because there's gonna be plenty of times that you don't get lucky, you know?
Right.
But if you try to make a career based on luck alone,
What's your craziest trading day you ever had in the 12 and a half years? What was the craziest single trading day you had?
Probably a day on AMC. AMC, I made like 700K in a day. And while I was still short 50,000 shares or whatever it was, I went on live, YouTube Live, and started educating people while I was still short right behind me with the P&L stacking. We have a video on it somewhere on YouTube, but that was probably the craziest days, AMC.
So that was your best day, 700 and what?
Something like that, 700-ish. So what we'll do, George, we'll go back home.
Yeah.
We'll swap out the cars. Maybe we'll get some food. You hungry or no?
Yeah.
Think about what we did. We just traded live. It's 11 a.m. We're driving around educating people.
It's a Thursday, bro.
Thursday.
No one's working right now.
No one's going to watch these videos, bro. If you are watching these videos, give us a comment, subscribe to the channel, tell us you're watching these videos. Because no one's watching these videos.
What's the percentage of trading success is psychological versus strategy?
Thank you, AI, for that question.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably like 70% strategy and 30% like mental. Because you could have a great mental, but if your strategy is shit, you're never going to make money, you know? But if you have a good strategy and your emotions are all over the place, you're not going to make money. So I would say it's probably 70-30 split. Because the reality is, like, it's like the example I give with Bao. Bao has like the best pickup lines for like Asian women. Like Asian women just love him, bro. He just does something with them. If he uses that same pickup line on like a white girl, he's gonna punch him in the face, right? Yeah. So it's about strategy and execution, you know?
Was there like a full month where you felt like things were just going wrong? Like you, I know you just had a small $7,000 loss last month, right? Yeah. Have you ever had like a worse month where you felt like the whole month they're just going against you?
Of course, dude. Of course. I mean, like that happens. Like, thankfully, it doesn't happen as often as it used to. But like for sure, bro, you start doubting yourself. And the question you have to ask yourself is it a flaw in your process, or did you just like add to your loser? Did you overtrade? Did you revenge trade? Like, what'd you do? You know, if it's those problems are relatively simple to fix if you know what your problem is. A lot of people, they don't know what their problem is. So first things first is during that losing month, what'd you do wrong, right? What'd you do wrong? And if you identify what you did wrong, then you know what to fix. If you don't know what you did wrong, how are you gonna fix it? But yeah, this thing is so beautiful, so low. It's like the most gorgeous car ever, bro. It looks nice. It's like, you know what it is, bro? It's like a really pretty girl that's really stupid. You know, you could only enjoy the good looks for so long, you want like something else, you know? So it's rather have like a little bit uglier and like a little bit better personality, you know? So let's hop back upstairs, grab the keys to the Porsche, and then we'll come back down.
All right, guys, we're back. We're in another car now.
Another car. Now we're gonna go get some lunch. But before we get some lunch, let's drive around a little bit so you can see a difference in this car. So this car, I only drive it in track mode and only in the manual mode. You could already hear the difference.
Yep. Different feel. What emotion has cost you the most money?
Greed.
But that's what I was
Greed.
Greed. I was say fear, revenge, ego, overconfidence.
Always greed.
Always greed, right?
It's never, I don't know why, bro, it's never enough. That's the problem. It's like, why is it never enough? A lot of times after I get out of a stock, it goes lower, but I don't really care about that because in the past, I would just try holding for more and more and more, get greedy, and then those profits would end up reversing on me. So now I tell myself I can't complain about making money. It's a good problem that I made money and I didn't make enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So how has your strategy evolved over the 12.5 years of your trading? How are you different then compared to now?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest difference is like back then I was not walking away. So I think walking away is really important. It's like at the casino. Do you make more money at the casino when you're sitting at the tables all day or when you walk away? You need to be able to walk away to lock in that money. And that lesson took me a while to learn. So early on in my trading career, I thought that was like a normal day job where the more you work, the more money you would make. But trading is not like that. You know, the more you're trading, the more opportunities the market has to take back your money.
How often do you pull out of your trading account?
Probably like every week. Every week. I mean, some weeks are better than others or some months are slower than others, but like last month I didn't really pull out of my trading account at all. This month I pulled out like every single week.
Right. If you sat next to yourself 12.5 years ago, what advice would you give yourself in one sentence?
Stop being a dumb. Stop out. You don't know better. The market knows better. Stop being greedy.
Now that you've made money, you made $1 million in trading. you know, you're well off. Did it actually help make trading easier now, or is it like, do you feel like it's harder because you have more pressure?
It definitely helps when you have like more money to be able to be more secured. But even with being secure, bro, like I still screw up, you know, because, you know, to get to the level that you have to get to in trading is you have to be accepting of risk. And once you're accepting of risk, it's very, very difficult to get rid of that feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's not like one day all of a sudden you're like, I have $1 million, like I don't need to like try hard anymore. That almost tells you, all right, like it's time to push harder. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just getting started type thing.
Yeah. Again, now that you made money, how has your lifestyle affect your trading performance? Is there anything like that your lifestyle kind of gives off?
So now I have a rule that I don't trade on vacation. So now I make sure that if I'm traveling or I'm away or whatever it is, I don't trade on that vacation, because vacation is supposed to be vacation for a reason. Like I'm already working so hard every single day that like to trade on vacation as well is not worth it, because if I have a green day, it doesn't really change anything for me. But if I have a red day, it ruins my day. Think about all that time, all that money, all the things you do to have your vacation, and then you ruin it by just trading. It's better to just chill out and like enjoy the point of the vacation, which is being on vacation.
Right. For the new traders watching this right now, if you had to give them one piece of advice to just go out and, let's say they're motivated, they're watching you and they want, you know, they want the same cars as you, what's one thing you can tell them right now to go do to improve themselves in their career?
I mean, it's just like watching the free videos on YouTube, man. Like all of our free YouTube videos, I have like live trading videos, I have psychology videos, I have so many videos that like no one really watches, but like these are the keys to being successful in trading, you know? This is what's gonna help you, like help your trading career. Listen to podcasts from successful traders, not people that are 16 years old that have been trading for 2 years, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you have to be able to differentiate who's legit and who's not. And if you can't tell who's legit or who's not, maybe trading is not for you.
You get the guru guys posting on Instagram and getting a bunch of just likes, and it's not really authentic, you know?
Bro, we lead with our education, not
Right.
by our material items,
Right.
right? These material items only happen through the proper education and proper lessons. Think about this. Think about my computer workstation that I have. Think about that. I'm on the computer workstation and you're trading on your iPhone. Who do you think is going to win? You know what I'm saying? It is possible to trade on your iPhone. There have been some trades that I've put on my iPhone, but you have to ask yourself, when you're trading, there's other people with crazier setups than me, crazier things. They have faster internet, they have faster this, faster that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about having the craziest looking setup. It's like having the internet, having the ability to look at other stocks at the same time, having the ability to look at news and the stock at the same time. If you have to look at the news, you got to close the trading app, open the news app, read it, go back to your trading, go back to your charting, you know? It's a disadvantage.
Right.
Different car, bro. Different car.
Different feel.
Different car.
It's nice. You've had 12.5 years of trading. You had a great career so far. What's the next 5 looking like? Like where do you want to go with your trading career? You know?
That's a great question, bro. Is that AI or is that George?
That's actually me. That's
George. That's a great
I
question.
ran out of AI questions actually.
That's great. Bro, my goal is to like take my money I make from trading and invest it into other assets so that I don't have to trade ever again. The way that like the market's been going and like investments have been going, like I just park my money into different things, whether it be the market, whether it be into like real estate, whether it be into like venture capital, whether it be into private companies going public. Like by investing my money outside the stock market, it makes me less reliant on the market, you know what I'm saying? So my goal is to park as much money as I can over the next 5 years, so that after that, I never have to work a day in my life ever again.
Right.
Like I could technically retire right now. If I wanted to never work again, ever today, and do nothing, I could do that. But I'd rather do it for 5 more years so I could be doing all that, flying first class forever, buying more cars every year forever, you know what I'm saying?
Generational wealth.
Yeah, dude. So like all I gotta do is sacrifice like 5, hopefully I'm not wrong, but like
Yeah.
I think if I could just like keep trading for a couple more years and like take that money and park it elsewhere, I mean, bro, like you think about like, look, I didn't get into Micron or SanDisk or anything like that, but like if you put $1 million into SanDisk at the beginning of the year, you had $15 million. So I'm not gonna catch the next Micron or SanDisk, but like the S&P's up, you know,
Right.
Apple's at all-time highs, you know, Amazon's at all-time highs, NVIDIA's at all-time highs.
So really by doing your strategy, you're lowering your risk.
My whole thing is I want to use trading to build income and then take that income and invest it into long-term assets.
When was the moment you realized you wanted to start MIC?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, here's the thing. Bao helped me a lot on my trading journey. I've had multiple people help me a lot. And the problem is back then, dude, like even, it's not as crazy as it is today, but like, dude, there's so many scammers out there. So Bao and I are like, dude, if there's so many scammers that are teaching people the wrong thing, if we just do the right thing and be honest and tell everyone the truth, like why can't we be bigger than anyone else?
Right.
Why can't we be the biggest thing? And 8 years later, we found out that being honest is not what people want. People want to be scammed, bro. People want to be scammed. It's so sad. It's so sad. People want to believe the lies. People believe in that nonsense. And they lose all their money. They lose all their money believing that shit. So we want to continue to lead by doing the right thing. And if it takes us a little bit longer to get to our goal of being number one, so be it. But at least we know that we did it the right way. All these guys are following these 22-year-old like idiots, these like little children that don't know anything about trading, that are trading demo trading, simulated trading, fake trading, not real. And they are the biggest things out there because people believe the scams. Meanwhile, look at us, bro. We're trading live in front of people. We're putting up the replays online. We're bragging by our reviews instead of bragging about the cars that we drive. You know, I love driving cars. I drive cars because I love it, not because it's a marketing tool. You know how many people told me to use it for marketing, bro? Well, like, it's not what I want.
Yeah, I ran out of questions and we're about to be at lunch. But if you like this, like, subscribe, comment, helps the channel grow.
And tell us what kind of videos you want to see. If you guys like these videos, we'll fly George in. So dirty, bro. I take every car to the gas station. I gotta take every car to the car wash. And my building doesn't let me bring in outside car wash guys. So in the past, I've had people come over to the place and wash the cars for me. Well, it looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
All right, checking in here with my boy George. We've been shooting all day. Now we're coming to Houston's for some great lunch. And we had Coat yesterday, but Houston's has the best filet ever. So I don't know if I should get a filet at 11 a.m. or get like a burger with George, or I don't know. Oh, they have sushi here too. I got out at like 2:18, 2:19. Bro, we just finished an amazing lunch. A nice spicy chicken sandwich, app, burger. Dude, I'm so full. People waiting outside. The bar is packed. Everything's packed. Look at this, bro. It's like a madhouse. Cars are parking on the side. And it's 12:30, dude. What are these people doing for work? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. We just wrapped up an amazing trading day, an amazing driving day, an amazing lunch day. Now, gonna go back home, relax, get a haircut so I don't look like a caveman. So if you guys like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and let us know what type of content you want to see. If you guys like this, we'll fly out George every single week.